We are going to do a little bit of golf talk, but with the same guy. Geoff Ulrich joins us here. What's up, Moose?
Not too much. I know people see me, they think hockey, but first we have to get to the golf, the important stuff. I mean, it's Monday morning. The odds are out.
That's right.
Got to get those bets in.
All right, so let's talk about the Valspar Championship that we have coming up later on this week, and of course, examine the odds, courtesy of the DK Sportsbook, as you alluded to. First and foremost, and I want to know, are these high, odds a little too high? Are they too low? Are they just right? How about Justin Thomas plus 700? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Justin Thomas obviously coming in, looking for a little bit of, practice before the next major. I mean, we got the PGA Championship coming up pretty quickly. But I mean, he's obviously the favorite in this field. He's the favorite over Dustin Johnson, which is probably a little bit surprising to some people, but you look at how Dustin Johnson has played over the last few tournaments, didn't have the greatest Masters, whereas Justin Thomas was kind of right in the Masters. Obviously, he grabbed a win at the other big event of the year at the Players. You look at how these two have trended as well, just over the last month or two. I mean, look, it's not like Thomas is some slouch. I mean, this is still like a top 3 player in the world, obviously. So even though Dustin Johnson's the top player in the world, I'm not really shocked to see Justin Thomas as the favorite here. He's also got some pretty good course history here as well. A top 10 at Valspar in his debut back in 2015, a top 18 here as well in his last appearance. So I think Thomas deserves to be the favorite. I think him and Dustin should be the top 2 plays, but I would say this one's just right for Justin Thomas. He's not really a play I look to take when he's in single digits, but he definitely deserves to be the favorite in this field.
You've mentioned him already. Let's go with a little bit more on him. From Justin to Dustin Johnson at plus 1,000. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can make the argument that, you're getting a little bit better value to take Dustin Johnson whenever he's not the clear-cut favorite. I mean, I think you should consider betting him. I mean, I don't think that strategy is terrible. He's finished 6th here, the one time he played, which was back in 2019. It's a tough tee to green course. If Dustin Johnson starts hitting the ball a little bit better all of a sudden, you could definitely get yourself some good value. At the same time, I mean, let's not overlook the fact that DJ just has not been DJ-like over the last little bit. He's lost multiple strokes on his approaches in his last 3 starts. I mean, missed the cut at the Masters. He was T13 at the RBC Heritage, but he gained 5 strokes putting. I mean, you're not going to get. I know Dustin has improved as a putter, but relying on Dustin Johnson to gain you 5 strokes putting when you're betting him at plus 1,000 isn't a good idea. So, you can't really say he shouldn't be the second favorite. He's the number 1 player in the world, but at the same time, I don't really like these odds. I just don't really like the form he's in. So until Dustin shows a little bit more sharpness with his approaches and stuff like that, I'm fine staying off him at this price, especially.
Patrick Reed is plus 1,400. He's also a 2-time runner-up at this event. So does that make you think a little bit differently about him?
Yeah, no, Reed is definitely a player who, tends to excel in these tougher tournaments. Obviously, we saw him pick up a win at Torrey Pines, a U.S. Open-style venue. He lost here to Jordan Spieth in a playoff once. Lost here to Paul Casey a couple of years ago. He just sets up well here. I mean, this is a really tough course. The winner typically comes in here in single digits. If you can scramble around these greens well and just kind of grind out pars, you'll get yourself in contention on Sunday. And Reed at this price, I would rather bet Patrick Reed than the top 2 guys. Absolutely. You're getting, into the teens here with Patrick Reed in terms of a betting option, coming off a great Masters where he gained 8 strokes tee to green, was top 10, T22 at the Players. I mean, this guy's been playing good all year. So absolutely. I think Patrick Reed, if you're looking at the top of the board, this is where I would start. You're getting much better value than you are on the guys at the top who, maybe they deserve to be up there, but Patrick Reed, you're getting a lot more bang for your buck. And quite frankly, I think he's got just as good a shot to win as those top 2 guys.
Well, Geoff, if a 2-time runner-up at plus 1,400 gets you excited, I can only imagine how you feel about a defending champ in Paul Casey at plus 1,600.
Yeah, Casey is an interesting one. You're getting a little bit better value than you are in Reed. I think I would prefer Reed if we're talking just early morning, first initial reactions to the odds. I would prefer Reed. Paul Casey is a guy who he's won 3 times on the PGA now. 2 of them have come at this event in 2018, 2019. But you look at and you compare and contrast with Reed. Reed is he just wins more. I mean, he wins every year on the PGA, Patrick Reed. That's not hyperbole. He literally basically has a win every year he's been on tour. Whereas Casey, the wins have come further and farther between. The field this year is also a little bit deeper than we've seen at this event in years past. Casey coming off, kind of an okay-ish Masters, and then he missed the cut at the RBC Heritage. It just feels like that hot run he had at the start of the year might be wearing thin a little bit. And, coming in as a two-time defending champ, I would rather go up to Patrick Reed, but I do recognize, like these odds are okay to take on Paul Casey. Again, I would probably rather target Reed or Casey over DJ and Justin Thomas this week.
Last but not least, Moose, just the longest odds on the guys we've discussed anyway, and that's Louis Oosthuizen at plus 1,800. How do you feel?
Yeah, I mean, look, how do I feel about Louis Oosthuizen? One of my favorite players to target on the PGA Tour. He never wins, so I never cash in my tickets. Obviously, had a strong event last week at the Zurich Team Classic with Charles Schwartzel. They lost in a playoff to Cam Smith and Mark Leishman, so he's coming off, a decent Masters as well. Louis is in pretty good form. You worry a little bit about that driver. It let him down late in that event, but he did finish runner-up here in 2019. I look at Louis in the odds this week. He's probably just a little bit too short. You've got guys like Scotty Scheffler, Joaquin Niemann. These are fantastic young players. You're probably going to get better odds on these guys either right now or later in the week when there's a little bit of drift happening. So, Abraham Answer is another name I'd throw out. These are guys who are probably like just a little bit better outright odds than Louis Oosthuizen. Louis probably a better top 20 bet. But for outright, I would rather be targeting guys like Scheffler or Niemann. Again, just prolific young players, and you're probably getting much better odds to do it.